How to separate your eggs. Very important is you put the yolk in one, you put the white in the other. You do not put it in here because if you get one little bit of an egg yolk into your whites, it will not whip. So very important. So everybody knows obviously how to do these. So you separate your egg. You can cheat by putting it in your hand, but I don't do that. So you put your egg yolk into one. That's okay, I'll do it this way. And then when you make sure that there's no yolk, you put it in here. Maybe a little bit time consuming, but it's the best option to save eggs. Because if you've now separated 12 eggs and on the last egg you get yolk in it, you have to start all over. It's not fun.
Then we have scrambled eggs for tomorrow morning.
And it could be very expensive. So you want to put that on a hold now. Okay, so I'm to my last egg. And I did really well. I didn't get any yolks into the full bowl of yolks. I mean of whites.
And the yolk could be on you. Or in there. Don't quit your day job.
Peanut gallery. Make sure to wash your hands, because egg goop on your hands is not fun, or it could be, but anyway. So as you saw, he brought, depending on how your mixer is, what I do is I start it on low to start getting the eggs incorporated. Eggs, I said eggs. And you start making it go a little bit faster because you want to get it really nice and fluffy, just white peach. It could take a little while. Be patient.
Too fast!
Just so that you can see what the process is starting to look like. It's starting to get where we want it to be. You're going to want it to let it go. And you're going to see how it's going to come off the side. You can go like this and bring it in a little bit. Now I'm going to stop it so you can see how far we have come. Okay, so when you can go like that and it doesn't go anywhere, it's good. There's also another method that I do. And it's a bit scary, but I'm going to show it to you anyway, because that'll let you know that you're good. Okay, so when you go like that, if you turn it upside down and nothing falls out, you're good. Okay, so we're done with the mixer part.
I'm going to shut it off.
No, don't shut it off.
Okay.
Okay, so you're done with the mixer part. Now, while I was letting that beat, what I did was I took all those 12 egg yolks and I beat them. Okay, so really quite simple. And then you're going to pour them very slowly into the egg whites. And get all you can. Okay, now this is a real important step. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to take your rubber spatula and you're going to fold the egg yolks into the egg whites. This is where it differs from other people that make matzo balls. What they normally do is they start with whole eggs and then they'll measure your matzo meal into that. I don't like them because they're just too hard. They bounce, I call them. Bouncing matzo balls, and they're not fun either. Well, some people like them, but not in our family. Our family really, and you could see, yeah, you could really see how nice and fluffy this is. And you want to get to the bottom to make sure you don't have any raw egg yolks in there. And make sure that you get all the whites. And so it looks very nice and light yellow.
Beating it very slowly, easily, not breaking the whites.
You see how you bring it into the middle and you bring it up. So that way you're not deflating the egg whites. Okay, so that part, we're pretty good. So then we have the magic matzo meal. Now, I like getting it in this container and not the box, because you'll see it in the box. And the reason I like to get it in here is because when you seal it, if you have any left, you're not going to get all those little bugs in it. You can't help it in the box because there's too many openings. All right, so this is what I do. I cover the top. Okay, so when you cover the top, this is the slow process. You have to keep doing the same thing. You need to fold, fold, and fold until everything's incorporated. Obviously, this is not enough, but you don't want to do too much at once because then you're going to get like glops like that, and that's going to be in the middle of your matzo ball dry meal, and you don't want to do that. So you just keep incorporating and incorporating. Some people, once you've gotten the amount that you like in, put it in the refrigerator for about a half an hour to let it set. You can do that, especially when you have extra time. I don't always do that, but it's not a bad option, especially, you know, if you want to take a break after you've gotten everything in there. So there you go. You just keep doing that until you find the right consistency. What?
Trying to figure out about how much that was.
Well, let me see the container. So far I've done about half the container. You might use the whole thing. It all depends on the day. If it's like really dry out, you're going to use probably less. If it's very moist out like it is today, you're probably going to use more. And as you can see, when you're making this, it almost is going to start looking like an oatmeal. And that's kind of like the consistency that you're going to want. Now the other thing that you're going to start adding is salt. Don't over salt. Can't take salt out, but you can always put more in. And you can see, you know, it's going to deflate a little bit, obviously, because you are messing with it. But it's starting to get that little bit of an oatmeal consistency, and that's what you want to keep. And again, go from the bottom and bring it up so that way you have everything in there. I'm going to add some more because it's still a little bit mushy. And the reason you want to add more to make sure it's not so mushy is because when you start forming the balls, it's going to stick to you. And when you put it into the rolling, boiling stock, or you could do salted water. I just like doing stock because it gives it a better chickeny taste to it. All right, so you can see that it's starting to get thicker. Some people do taste it. Because of the raw eggs, I don't suggest it, but from time immemorial, all Jewish cooks taste their matzo ball mixture. Okay, so you can see it's kind of sticking. So we're getting to it. Okay, so we're almost to this. Now, what you could do with this, because I really don't want to add too much more. We can, but I don't want to add too much more because I want to see how they hold together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go put this in the refrigerator for about a half an hour, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to try it and see if we can mold the balls to put it into the soup. And by that time, your soup should be up to a rolling boil anyway. Okay, we'll be back.